Hello, hockey, basketball, and soccer fans. My name is David. Thought I would start this video on uh, early on the morning of Friday, 22nd of November, 2024, North American Eastern Standard Time. Thought I would do is in a video that I put out a video early on the morning of Wednesday, 20th of November Eastern Time on results of various games played by, uh, if applicable, Canada's NBA, NBA G League, and NHL teams. Like those in action, only some of them were. The Raptors were not, but their G League affiliate was. So I'm going to go to a recap of those games that have occurred, that played by any of Canada's NBA, NBA G League, and NHL teams on Wednesday and Thursday Eastern Time. So Wednesday, among those teams that I either will cheer for, follow, whatever, Leafs end up shutting out the Golden Knights with 3-0. Superb effort by Joe Woll. And goals by William Nylander and Fraser Minten. And the Preds end up being shut out in the same way on away from home at the Climate Pledge Arena by the Seattle Kraken. Definitely very interesting episode of Locked On Preds podcast, part of the Locked On Sports series of podcasts. And definitely watch that. I watched the video. And no question, the Preds don't look good. Very broken team. And I'm going to do that as well. So 21st, among games that start on the 21st of October Eastern Time, I count among Canadian teams, Preds, Raptors on 5. The Raptors, what are there? Let me see here. Yeah. The Raptors narrowly beat out the Minnesota Timberwolves at Scotiabank Arena. I forget what the score was, but it was like on less than 10 points was the decision. Just going to clear that there. Oh, yeah. It goes GB. 110-105. So of the 2024-25 regular season, it's the first win streak of any type for the Raptors. Close game. Very fun to watch. The Raptors next play on next week on Sunday and Monday Eastern Time in respective away games against the Cavs and Pistons as a continuation of a road trip that ends next week on Friday Eastern Time after games on respective games on Wednesday and Friday against the New Orleans Pelicans and Miami Heat. So I'll watch as many of those as I can. So of the NHL teams, the Sens, no doubt, kept things close against the Golden Knights, but ultimately in a losing cause, 3-2 in regulation. Linus Mark allowed an penalty goal. Well, the second one, that was a squeaker. But ultimately, the lack of timely enough offense just also hurt the Sens. 3-2 in regulation. I count this many straight losses. Keep in mind that NHL standings will show that losing streak is this much, but that's just regulation losses. But I count overall losses 4 because that results in overtime by the Sens over in that game against the Flyers last week was still a loss. It was a blown lead. 5-2, 5-4 in OT. So yes, Flames end up beating the Rangers in regulation 3-2. The Minnesota Wild beat the Oilers 5-3, and that was another game. I say more on that Oiler game in a moment, but first, I'm going to look to games to be played by Canada's NBA, NBA G League, and NHL teams on Friday Eastern Time. So the Raptors down to 5 will be back in action. So they're there. in in the first game of a 2-game series. The latter of those games scheduled for Sunday Eastern Time at the Paramount Fine Food Center in Mississauga, Ontario, against the Brooklyn Nets G League affiliate, based on somewhere on Long Island. I forget where. Long Island Nets. Definitely try to watch that game if you can. Both those games if you can. So on the Friday Eastern Time game will be in the evening, 7:30 broadcast start time. And the Sunday game be on in the afternoon. So yes, Raptors 905. Definitely look forward to watching. So I'm gonna go with the Friday games. So yeah. And they're gonna go to the Friday games. Well, there's only one. One Canadian NHL team will be in action. That'll be the Winnipeg Jets in an away game against the Penguins. So, now I'm going to go, because I know there's going to be a bunch of weekend games, and I know there'll be it'll probably be a bunch of weekend games, so yeah. But yeah, there are going to be a whole bunch of them as well. At least on the Saturday there are. I mean, the Flames, as the respective Flames hosting the Wild on Saturday afternoon Eastern Time, 4 p.m. broadcast start time. And then we look at the Habs hosting the Golden Knights, Sens hosting the Canucks, the Jets in an away game against the Preds, and then the very late game, the Oilers hosting the Rangers. Definitely a very busy slate of games. And before the weekend is all said and done, we go to whether they're. So we're going to have. So yes, we have the Raptors in action in the evening Eastern Time on Sunday. Raptors 905 will be in the action 2 in the afternoon broadcast start time against Long Island Nets. And Sunday Eastern Time, there's only going to be one Canadian NHL team in action. Indeed, only 2 teams in total in action. The Leafs hosting the Utah Hockey Club. It'll be very interesting to find out what happens. But yes, it's going to be very busy. So yes, so now the last part. About that ugly loss by the Oilers. I fell asleep early on, well, it's kind of late on Thursday Eastern Time. I had been so tired, had a massage, and then just did some work, and it was just so, it was a lot of. I watched part of that game, or tuned every now and again, various postcasts. The Sens, Game Over Ottawa, Locked On Sens, and then checked every now and again with the Oilers game, and 4-2. I figured the Oilers were not going to have a good evening. They didn't have a good game. I woke up and I saw my YouTube feed video from the Dolly TV man, and it was an ugly game. No doubt about it. Watched highlights on TSN's Sports Center. Also, watched a little bit of that, rewatched a little bit of that, of a mid-April episode of Locked On Leafs podcast, part of the Locked On Sports series of podcasts, on a rather ugly loss by the Leafs during that earlier month, 6-5 in regulation to the New Jersey Devils, and how starting 10 minutes in, co-hosts Mike Stefano and Dave Morisuti had gone to town on the Leafs effort. Defensively, it was a disaster. No doubt about it. And there are some striking similarities between that game the Leafs have played and the game the Oilers played against the Minnesota Wild. I think of that that the first line of the chorus of the Cat Stevens song, quote, Wild World, unquote, oh, baby, baby, it's a wild one. Well, a wild world, to me. Substitute world with 1 at the end of that line. And that's pretty much how the games went. There was fights. It was ugly all around. And I thank the Only TV YouTube man for his summary of that game. There's no question about it. It was not good. It was ugly. Definitely look forward to watching some of the other, at least in terms of the other streamers, other ones known to stream videos on YouTube. I think Austin Hockey Man or the Fanatic. There's no question things got ugly. I believe also there's an episode of the Gotcha Back podcast. Not sure if that video's gone up. I believe there was a live stream. There's no doubt that the Oilers struggled badly, and there's no question that this team is not the same as last season. Yeah, okay, so it's a little bit better. It doesn't matter. This Oilers team was a disaster. It was just going to go back here. Just going to give me a moment here. So I'm going to go back to the 21st of games that, well, so yeah, so what I'm going to do is, alright, so just going to recap a little bit of the goals there. So first period was dueling goals from Leon Draisaitl, assisted by Connor McDavid, 27 seconds in, 9:56. In Matt Boldy from Kirill Kaprizov and Jonas Brodin to tie things up. Second period, it was the Minnesota Wild having gone to town on the Oilers. So Marcus Foligno, 309 in, assisted by Declan Chisholm, former Jet, and Frederic Gaudreau. 2-1 Wild. 6:03 in, Corey Perry unassisted, having tied things up. And then 2 goals. The first of the third one scored by Marcus Johansson from Ryan Hartman. Then Frederic Gaudreau from Hartman. The latter 17:02 into the second period. 4-2 Wild. Game was, well, effectively would end up being done. But again, it's hard to know it was hard to know what was going to happen. 4-2. I figured the Oilers were not going to have a good game. And I turned out to be right. I think for 4-2, the Oilers were not going to win that. It's going to be very difficult to come back from being not just 2 goals down, but also having allowed this many. Yikes! That's how bad things are. So, third period, dueling goals. First, 9:50 in from Gaudreau, from Jake Middleton and Foligno, and then Jeff Skinner. Very late in the third period, 19:35 in from Corey Perry and Adam Henrique. Yeah, effectively it was almost 5-2. But even if the Oilers' offense had gotten going earlier, I mean, this many goals would be enough to win. The Oilers, even after 2 periods of play, had already allowed this many. If that isn't throwing defense under the bus, I don't know what is. Because that game was ugly. And tell you to think, Stu Skinner should have made more saves. Doesn't matter. Yes, he allowed at least 2 ugly goals I could count. But make no mistake, this Oilers team was a disaster. And let's gonna wait and see what the weekend entails. Yes, the New York Rangers. Oilers fans and followers, are you confident this Oilers team will get up to play the Rangers? At least to win? If you're shaking your head and wondering if the Oilers are going to get up and show up in that late game on Saturday Eastern Time, 10 p.m. broadcast start time, I don't blame you. Because defensively, it was just an absolute disaster. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. So please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I put out videos. Try to put out videos multiple times a week, whether long or short ones. There's no question whatsoever. that if you like the content, yes, please consider liking and subscribing. Both are free to do, and also help get videos out like this one out there in the YouTube community. And there's no question that I like to talk a lot about hockey, Canadian NHL teams, it's the regular season, the first full month of it, and the second month of the regular season of the NBA NHL regular season, and the first month of the current NBA G League regular season. So, again, if you're also looking for more timely notifications of videos that I put out, I do encourage you to click that notification bell. It's easy to do. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Until the next time, go Raptors go, and go Raps 905 go.